Hey, man, we here with like swimwear. Just real quick, we're going to intro with my brother's song, man. Tay, Time to Vent. Song dropped today, man. So fuck with us as we vibe out for a cool 2-3 minutes, man.
I got this pain all in my chest and I can't let it out. I got these demons on my back and I can't shake them off. Shit got me blowing on that gas, won't take no fitting off. And now my head all in the clouds and I can see it all. I got the devil in my ear, he care to see me fall. Sometimes I think about my dog and I can't breathe it off. I don't know why these niggas hate, no one to see us ball. Man, I'm really tired of this shit. Promise the day we grip $1 million, my whole squad gon' be lit. The drip these niggas think they haven't, we been started that shit. Been bout that paper since the jig, guess you can call me Lil Mitch. We really came up from nothing like, bro, we gotta get rich. Too much money in this world, man, we got to go get. Just stand tall through that rain, promise that rain gotta quit. After that pain come a rainbow, then that pot gon' get lit. I know that money coming soon, cause my whole head got a itch. Watch how them niggas get the flip and the guap make them switch. If you ain't never came from nothing to turn it into something, boy, don't you give up on your dreams, you better keep on running. All the shit that I've been chasing, I finally see it coming. Stay to myself, you niggas crooked, I can't be no dummy. Dreams into reality, now we gon' see what's funny. I got this pain all in my chest and I can't let it out. I got these demons on my back and I can't shake them off. Going on that gas, won't take no fitting off. And now my head all in the clouds and I can see it all. I got the devil in my ear, he care to see me fall. Sometimes I think about my dog and I can't breathe it all. I don't know why these niggas hate, no one to see us ball. Yeah, I really started up quick. They say I'm going down, keep going now, I can't quit. They like my style and how I'm flowing, got the whole city lit. Addiction to this music, when I punch in, that's my fix. But I'm a pain into this shit, now my whole feet is buzzing. Now they finally feeling me, guess they see how I'm coming. About to count up all this green and we gon' keep on thumbing. If you ain't dreaming, you ain't living, better fight for something. I got this pain all in my chest and I can't let it out. I got these demons on my back and I can't shake them off. Shit got me blowing on that gas, won't take no fitting off. And now my head all in the clouds and I can see it all. I got the devil in my ear, he care to see me fall. Sometimes I think about my dog and I can't breathe it all. I don't know why these niggas hate, no one to see us ball.
Yo, that's fire, my boy.
Yeah. Let's was talking, man. You know, Tay, one of our favorite featuring hosts, comes on here every now and then, chops it up with us. That's his first single, Tay with Time to Vent, man. Go check it out on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, all that shit, man. Go tap in, show some love. Now, what it is, what it ain't. It's the voices of the O you already know.
Yes, sir.
We back for, what is this, episode 25 of the From the Jump podcast, man. I'm your host, DJ, here with a few of my niggas. Nah, I'm playing.
Good.
Hey, my boy Big Tone, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm great.
Yeah.
Roomy.
You already know, my man.
Shout out, I'm staying with Big Bro right now.
All love.
Yeah, all love. My man behind the camera, Alex. You doing all right? I know you ain't got the mic.
I ain't got no mic today.
Yeah, he chilling. He big posted today on the camera shit. And my boy, Willie D.
What up?
How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm
My
glad
dog.
you come back.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
I got to come back and try to defend whatever the hell happened in Norman last week.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Everybody, I need y'all to go ahead and drop some comments. We're trying to get Willie to come sign on full time. Come be here on Mondays, man.
Hey.
I know I've been getting a lot of good feedback. They sound like my boy should be on radio. So
Hey.
we're finna try to get him on. So,
It was in his past life.
in the past life,
Long time ago. Before kids, before marriage.
Yeah.
don't say the good old days. That's not fun. So, let's go ahead and get a few of these games out the way. Number 15, Virginia Tech loses to West Virginia. Alex, go ahead. Turn me up a little bit, bruh. Let them know.
Ass, 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 Stop.
Yes, sir.
Ass.
Whole lotta, man. Arizona State, number 19, loses to 23 BYU.
Ass.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Fresno State, unranked, beats UCLA 40-37.
Ass. Ass. Ass.
And I mean, they won the game, but OU wins over Nebraska 7 points, 23-16.
Ass. 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 Ass.
And while we're at it, roll tide roll. But Alabama,
Yo, I don't know.
Alabama wins by 2 over Florida.
Ass.
Whole lot of you don't get no excuses, no breaks from me. I'm a fan, but to win by 2 over Florida, like, come on, man, we do this. We don't play with the ACC, or is it? They are the ACC, right? Florida? Or am I thinking about the wrong one?
Yeah, the SEC.
Okay, not tripping. Now,
Wow.
where y'all want to start with this?
We might as well start with OU. Get that conversation going.
William, how are you feeling about the Nebraska? What they Cornhuskers? Or
Cornhuskers.
Yeah.
50th anniversary of the game of the century, which we lost, by the way. That's bizarre. You know, OU fans are all geeked about a loss. That's probably the only time you'll ever see that.
Yeah.
A little tough. Gosh, where to begin? We won, for starters. It's always good.
Yeah.
3-0.
Still undefeated.
Still ranked, still up there. Got a lot of work to do. So now you got 3 games under your belt. One I really don't really count. You know, West Carolina doesn't really count. So if I'm looking at just Tulane and I'm looking at just Nebraska, as an OU fan, hey, we won. That's great. But I got some questions. We don't look as good, I think, as the expectation had been set. Big 12 Media Day, you had Lincoln Riley, you had Spencer Rattler, I guess Spencer wasn't there, but you had Oklahoma really geeked. Hey, the expectation is the national championship. We expect to win a playoff game, and we expect to at least be playing for that final game. I want to say it's Miami, I think. I don't know. It's either the Orange Bowl or Texas. I don't know, one of the two. Man, I mean, we only gave up 16 points. Looked good. There were a couple of question marks, that I had from the game. One, I need somebody. Shout out to Keegan Renault, super phenomenal on 107.7 The Franchise. He's phenomenal. I need somebody to explain to me why Andrew Rame does not play and start on the offensive line. Well, I've got questions on the offensive line. I got questions on the defensive line. First of all, Kennedy Brooks took off all of last year for COVID. That's fine. I respect that. He didn't touch the ball for a whole quarter. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So going into the game, you kind of saw our first drive, bam, we had 7 points. That was it. After that, where did the offense go, Lincoln? Just looked subpar, to say the least. Couldn't move the ball. We couldn't really run the ball as well. Our receivers could not get separation at all. We got all them damn stars on the wideouts, and we can't get separation on Nebraska.
And the stars don't matter sometimes, man. It's just crazy.
Oh my gosh! And they're just. I'm not trying to be that like Homer OU fan. We are way too talented to just be this lackadaisical on offense.
Yeah, the roster for sure.
Which, don't get me wrong, like I said, we still won. OU fans, that's our first game of not scoring 27 points in like 100 games or something like that. I saw. Well, yeah, OU puts up points, which is fine. We've been very spoiled with that. That's fine. If we don't put up points, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Why do we look so subpar in so many areas? Yeah. The expectation is to be the national championship. You ain't getting there playing like this. Yeah. You damn sure ain't winning the Big 12 playing like this. It's not going to work.
How you feel about Spencer?
I'm fine. I'm not as, like, I don't think he should be benched. All the OU fans out there that are calling for Lincoln Riley's job, that are calling for Spencer Rattler to be benched, you ought to be arrested. Yeah. Is this team 3-0? Hell yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Somebody reminded me in 2020, where was OU at through 3 games last year? We were 1-2. I'll take this over that.
Yeah, facts.
So, we definitely look a lot better. Of course, the play is a little bit different, but jumping right into, if we'd have jumped into conference play this year like we did last year, I can't tell you that we'd be 3-0 right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
We got West Virginia this week. We got K-State next week. And guess who we got after that? Headed down to Dallas. And from what I've seen through 2 games with OU right now, I'm not confident for us to. West Virginia just knocked off 15 Virginia Tech last week.
Yeah.
They were unranked. Virginia Tech comes into Morgantown. And as a 2-point favorite, West Virginia knocks off number 15 team in the nation. Yeah. Now, I don't know how good Virginia Tech is. I mean, they beat number 10 North Carolina at the very beginning of the year. But I got a lot of questions. Yeah. I need somebody to answer something. Here there was a couple that I saw on Keegan's Twitter page. Shout out to Keegan. One just for example, one drive, Nebraska, first down from their own 25-yard line. 1 yard loss. Okay, now it's 2nd and 11. Run it again, 1 yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 12, and they run for 13 yards to get the first down. In what world in Norman does that? That can't happen.
Yeah, he takes in the group like
that. Can't happen. Like, are we going to give up first down? Sure. We gave up 24 to Tulane. Are we going to give up yards? Yeah, we almost gave up 400 to Tulane. That's going to happen. OU's defense, I'm sorry, it's not going to just improve overnight. I think Alex Grizz has done a phenomenal job. From his first day to stepping on campus to where it is now, they're so much better. They all look collectively together. They all look like they're ready to do this. Sometimes I need you to turn it up all the time.
All right.
Like, you see, there's a team in Tuscaloosa. Their team was up 40, and Nick Saban is losing his mind because somebody missed an assignment. You're up 40, and he's doing that? Do you see what the standards is different?
Yeah.
The mentality is just not where it should be. And it's hard to, and, we were talking about earlier, now it's starting to be like, now I got some questions. Now I'm like, all right, we need to pump the brakes. Like, we're taking this one game at a time. Right now, if you had to ask, first of all, ain't nobody beating Alabama. They look dominant. Yeah. Even though they barely beat Florida, they look dominant.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Florida was to come to Norman or we had to go to Gainesville, Emory Jones is going to be the number one draft pick messing with Oklahoma's.
Yeah.
I'm like,
all
right, cool. Because he played against us last year in the Cotton Bowl whenever Kyle Trask got benched.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, there's a couple things we got to figure it out. And, it's one of those things that now that we're through 3 games, this is a good sample size to see where you're at. It's one of those things. You're going to get punched in the mouth or are you going to, bounce back?
Yeah.
And, again, we're 3-0, so I don't want to sit here and push the panic button because I'm not doing that. I have full faith in Lincoln Riley, and I got full faith in Spencer. But I'm going to tell you right now, Spencer, you have to take what the defense is giving you. Nebraska took the top off the defense and said, we are not giving you anything over the top.
Right.
So Jordan Hazelwood wasn't going to go deep, and Marvin Mims damn sure wasn't going to go deep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you everything you want underneath. Spencer, you got to be able to see that, son.
No doubt. If
Grant Cafeteria is right in front of you, you got to take it. Don't get selfish and try to go to Mike Williams over the top or Mike Woods over the top. That's not going to work. You can't go, I need to know who he was looking at. In double coverage, it's 2 white jerseys on Jaden Hazelwood, son. It's stuff like that. So you can't do that. That's not going to fly. And again, all these OU fans are like, oh, it's fine. We'll be fine. Let me tell you something. We are switching conferences. And either next year, 2023, between now and 2025, we'll be in the SEC.
Right.
This ain't going to fly at Mississippi State. This ain't going to fly when Arkansas comes to town. When we go to Florida, that ain't going to fly. Like, at some point, we got to get better on all sides of the ball. I'm not hitting the panic button. Again, I'm not going to say that we're, trash right now. We had 7 points in the first half against Nebraska.
Yeah.
Scott Frost ain't that good of a coach for this team to be balanced. They were just talking about this man's going to lose his job.
No doubt.
Now he looked like he secured it.
Yeah,
went by a touchdown.
About Martinez, too, and he's
you see what I'm saying?
Out.
I'm sorry. That can't happen. We play guys like Skylar Thompson. We play guys like Casey Thompson. Yeah, Brock Purdy, who was hella inconsistent. I promise you he'll look phenomenal against OU. I promise you.
Always.
He looked awful against Iowa. He'll be the number 2 draft pick messing with OU in a couple of weeks. Well, I mean, we got to get better. I'm still rocking them. I'm still rolling with them. I'm still picking them to win the Big 12, but we got a lot of question marks.
No doubt.
Hell yeah. Big Tom, what's going on?
It was just weird. It's weird, you used to seeing OU these first couple games, really go crazy on offense. Usually defense always struggles for the most part, but usually see them score a lot of points. And the fact that the offense doesn't seem as fluid as normal, they don't seem like they're really in link. Things maybe everybody being different, changing and things of that nature, but it just doesn't seem very OU-esque, or Lincoln Riley offense at that.
Right.
So I don't know. I think Spencer. See, I'm a big fan of Spencer's arm. His decision making. I'm not too big on that, but I think he can absolutely sling it. So maybe if he can stop trying to be a pretty boy for a second and just put the ball where it needs to be, because he got the guys that's gonna catch it. He ain't got too many guys around him that's gonna drop that ball.
Right.
So I just think he need to do that because the defense is gonna come. If they're really working on their defense that much, you gotta let them do their thing, because if they're holding teams down to obviously 16 points, that's a positive no matter who you're playing.
That's huge.
You know what I mean? No matter who you're playing, it's nice because usually you'll let somebody score. They'll score 65, but they'll let somebody score 35. And so I think it's going to be it seems like this year for some reason they're growing pains on offense, which is really strange because you expect them to come out and go crazy. But once again, the offensive line is so up and down. Who's going to be where. Guys play last year is not playing this year, things of that nature. It's like, what's going on? But I think it's going to work itself out. This week's really going to be the turning point for them. You're either going to get it done or not, and then everybody going to be, okay, you might be for real. And then if not, then it's back to, they drop when they shouldn't drop.
Yeah.
And that's what it is every year. And that's what's so frustrating being an OU fan. Like, there's no reason, and I want to say probably the past like 5 years with with Baker 2 years, Kyler, Jalen, and now Spencer. Honestly, I didn't see a team in the Big 12 that should be able to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But I bet the house and the wife and the children we're gonna drop a game. I promise you, we're not going undefeated. There's nothing that shows me about this team through 3 weeks that we're gonna go undefeated.
No doubt.
Yeah. I was just thinking too, like you named off some of those guys, Baker, Kyler, Jalen Hurts. Like, this is the first quarterback that Lincoln Riley has brought in that he's recruited himself, that hasn't come from another program already.
Yep.
And so this is kind of his first baby in a sense at OU that he gets to kind of model and shape in his own fashion. You kind of had the blessing of having Baker come over. He'd already played some games at Texas Tech and, made some things happen. Kyler Murray, I forgot, was he at A&M?
Yep.
A&M coming over there. Jalen Hurts playing under Nick Saban. And, another thing that, in my opinion, really helped them that I think was overlooked a lot is their ability to move with their legs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, to me, Spencer's trying to be more of a pocket passer, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when the offensive line isn't holding up the way that it should, or, like you said, that there's so many different things happening, that it was nice to have Jalen Hurts. As much as people said Jalen tries to run more than he tries to throw the football, he'll at least go get you 10 and, keep you in the game. So, obviously, Baker, he can do everything, has an arm, unbelievably accurate, and Kyler Murray is
best.
He's different.
He's the best going.
He's different.
Nobody say.
Yeah, I thought he was nice in college, but
Lord.
We'll talk about that Cardinals game later. He's different.
I know I keep always starting without a mic and not grab one. Because I'll be having questions, I'll be forgetting stuff.
Come on, bro.
I seen some people on Twitter saying they think Spencer Rattler is kind of more focused on being like a celebrity right now.
Yeah.
I want to know what Will thought about that.
If you're blaming the NIL for this, no, hell no. I'm
he
sorry.
did just get a scat pack.
That's fine.
He copping too. I'm just. I can see it though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I guess they were talking about like how the way he plays now. I guess that one play where I think I don't know if he scored, but he was about to score and he like flexed on that dude. I think he scored. I'm tripping. And he kind of flexed on that dude or whatever. He's saying kind of showing off.
Spencer's always had like high personality. You saw it at Pinnacle. Like no one liked him on QB1. Anyone that saw QB1 did not like Spencer Rattler.
Not a fan, period.
Nobody in
that's
Oklahoma
the high school
liked
show.
it.
Yeah. Y'all forgot people showing
was
that.
bad.
Just horrible personality. Characteristics were awful. Mannerisms were bad. No one liked him.
Cocky.
He's super, super cocky. That just comes with maturity.
Right.
Me personally, I don't think NIL has anything to do with this. I think a lot of those people know, like, I can't go talk to Spencer Rattler at 2:00 on a Tuesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
He's either got practice, he's either got class, or he's in a meeting somewhere. Like, I think all of that's done obviously like behind closed doors, and honestly, I very rarely do they even probably speak to the players. If those players don't have agents or they're not reaching out to their parents, I highly doubt that those players are going one-on-one with the CEO of Coke.
Yeah.
Or Tim Cook ain't calling them and be like, hey, by the way, what's up? Heard you want to be on the spokesman for Apple. That ain't happening.
Right.
No, those guys are way too focused and they're way too, like, you only get a certain amount of time to be in the practice field. They only get like 20 or 25 hours a week to actually practice, go work out, to be with the team anyway. So, no, something has to give, for sure. Spencer Rattler, I think he needs to take what the defense is giving him. Mm-hmm. He's very, like you said, he kind of does get like happy feet. And if he does start to panic, he immediately makes up his mind. There was, from the top of my head, I can't think of it, but there were like 4 or 5 throws that I saw on Saturday. He made up his mind before our receiver even made his route. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say it was in the third or second quarter where I want to say it was either Drake or Calcaterra. They run an in route. So they ran and then stopped, ran about 7 yards, stopped and turned around. Spencer's already got the ball in the air going down the field. Clearly somebody's not on the same page.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, come on. That's your job as the quarterback, the most important position on the field, especially on offense. You need to make sure that all your guys are on the same page. Mm-hmm. And again, I know it's just Nebraska. I know we're 3-0. Don't worry about it. This is not something that you can just turn on and off like week to week.
Right.
This is why you play these 3 games, to go beat the shit out of somebody, and then you're like, you know what? My confidence is up. Let's do this.
That's facts.
Because guess who just got punched in the mouth on Saturday? Florida. Guess who ain't going to play that? They were that close to beating the number 1 team in the nation. If you give them another quarter, I promise you it's going to be real interesting.
Right.
I promise you they're going to rethink that 2-point conversion too. Mm-hmm. But Florida is ready to go. Texas is ready to go. All these teams that got punched in the mouth, man, maybe not Ohio State. Michigan might get them this year. Michigan might get them this year.
No.
But like I said last week, all it takes is you to get punched in the mouth one time, you go come bouncing back.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, you got to do something. Like all of these adjustments that we have to make, you have to be able to make in-game adjustments. You have to be able to like fix stuff on week to week. And what I'm seeing right now, I'm not giving up on this team by any means. I don't think that Spencer should be benched. Like I said, I love Caleb Williams. I'm super excited for him to start. It ain't your time yet. You sit back and wait. With Spencer, you've been here 3 years. So you got to be able to start to
it should be
roll
rocking.
into that leadership role. Everybody talks about like, oh, it's leadership, it's whatever. No. How did Dallas look last year without their leader on the field?
Facts.
They look completely different. They are 2 or 3 kicks, field goals away from being 2-0 right now. One of them against being the defending Super Bowl champions.
Fact.
So tell me that having your leader on the field doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. If
So
that is your leader, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
But see, like from the NIL standpoint, if any player, any quarterback in the past, 5-6 years would benefit or suck from that or reap a bad benefit from that, is him, because he's going to take it to a point where it's like, obviously he got his logo now, he got some things going, so he would feed into it. Because from the past, what we've seen with Spencer, that's kind of his mojo. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, he wouldn't have cared. Kyler really wouldn't have cared.
Yep.
Baker might have been, kind of iffy with it, but not so
You
much.
can back
like
it
that.
up.
Yeah, but he had someone on the shoulder like, I got something to prove.
Baker had a massive chip on his
Spencer
shoulder.
doesn't play like that.
No.
He acts like it's there for him. It's what it seems.
Yep.
He can turn on, turn off sometimes, but I don't feel like he's coming in with the mindset of like, I'm the quarterback for this program. We are one of the best teams in the country. We have to beat these teams in this manner.
Yeah.
And so even like you don't see videos of him getting on his teammates for doing this and getting on his teammates for doing that. They just cool, whatever's going on. And Bama, Saban loses his mind on whoever, whenever, because he doesn't feel like things are going the way they should.
Yep.
And that's
They
just
back
that.
up.
That's the difference. And now, Nick's different than Lincoln. Obviously, Nick older than all outdoors too. Lincoln, them new cats, they kind of chill about things.
Right.
But if you want to win, there's certain things you got to do sometimes. And
Y'all
that's just what
saying
it is.
NAI. What did y'all say?
NIL.
What is that?
It's name, image, and likeness.
Oh, I was like, Simon, what the hell are you talking
Yeah, so that's where they
You're
can make.
referencing the
That's
new,
where they can make their
yeah.
money
my
now.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and referencing, kind of what I touched on earlier and what you were saying, like Baker walked on at OU after he left Texas Tech. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray was a transfer from A&M. Jalen Hurts just got benched basically for Tua after playing like shit in that national championship. So everybody came into that OU situation knowing the history behind OU and what they're able to do, and that in order to be looked at the way that you want to be looked at, you have to perform because they're always a top program. Top
And Spencer
10.
has to know that.
Right.
He got benched last year in OU, Texas. Coming out of halftime, I was like, who? That is not Spencer.
And the guy that
And
took
it
his
said Tanner
spot,
Mordecai on the
the
back
guy
of
that
his jersey.
took his spot is balling.
He's
this year.
balling right now. He threw. It was very nice to see him in
SMU.
what is? I know he went to SMU. What's the guy that transferred? Gosh, I cannot think of his name. He used to play tight end for us. Anyways,
Oh, guy got hurt all the time.
yeah,
Oh, I can't think of his name.
I don't know. I can't think of it either.
Yeah, he used to get hurt for real, like all.
Greg Calcaterra, that's who it is.
Okay.
Boston Sogner's our tight end. Know you. I'm stupid. But anyways, Greg Calcaterra. I saw them balling out. But yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, and you would think that I got benched last year, and it wasn't because you were hurt. Him and Lincoln both sat down with Bob Stoops on the big noon kickoff. He was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't playing well. I got to put my head out and play better."
But like I said, they're transferred
Bro,
in.
what?
You're getting recruited in as a top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But
but
it's weird. Like he don't feel the pressure that everybody wants Superman next. Like he don't feel that pressure. And I'm like, you might, Lincoln might need to put the pressure. I'm like, look, bro, you got 2 more quarters to figure it out, or we're gonna go with this guy.
Let me-
Maybe to
Caleb?
spark something in him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
no, I agree. Definitely, you got to be able to be willing to compete. And with the way that OU has always played, even since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? I've seen, who's it, Jason White. I've seen Paul Thompson. I've seen
Quinn Griffin.
Quinn Griffin, Matthew Stafford. Fucking what's his name? Stafford. Sam Bradford.
Sam
That's
Bradford,
what I'm
yeah.
thinking of. My bad. Sam Bradford.
He was a goat.
Yeah, and Sam Bradford was a god over there. And then I mean,
Arm
it's
was
just-
unreal.
Yeah, but there's a history of a lot of OU quarterbacks being able to produce to a certain level. You know that whenever you get recruited there, you know that whenever you transfer over there, those expectations are just the same.
That's the standard here.
Yeah,
Like that's it. We don't bring a quarterback here just for you to have flashy stats.
Facts.
There's a reason why we have 8 Heisman Trophy winners. There's a reason we got all those statues out there, and why 3 of our previous quarterbacks are in the NFL right now.
yep.
That is the standard at this university. And if you can't live up to it, I promise you there are multiple kids out there that are either a junior in high school right now, a senior in high school, or look behind you.
transfers.
Superman is right there.
No doubt.
And that, I'm telling you, that kid, if you ever seen him, the kid is chomping at the
They
bit.
say
What's his
tough.
name again? Caleb.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about him before the season
Yeah,
even
sir.
started.
Yeah.
Superman.
People are excited to see.
Yeah.
So the future's bright, obviously.
For sure.
But he better realize it's a lot brighter for him than it is for everybody else because he can take his spot in a hurry if he needs to.
So right now, real quick before we go any further, Spencer Rattler goes into the draft this year. What are you thinking? What range does he fall in? 1 to 10?
I mean, if
10
we're,
to
going off
15.
if we're going off of 3 games, I
mean, just the way you feel. I don't know how he performed exactly. I wasn't too up to date on OU last season. Going in,
he played much better after getting benched. Like, I thought he looked really, really good last year. Made a lot of good decisions. You know, especially we had those 2 losses, and everybody knew. Especially, this state is just not a state to be messing around in college football. First
Impatient.
of all, the entire state is not happy with how these 2 teams are playing right now. If you walk out and you go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you get social media at, type in either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, and these fans are not happy.
No,
Because in this state, this is what we do.
no doubt.
From August to about January, this is where we are. We either got orange on or we got crimson on. And right now, neither of these teams are playing really well. So, I mean, if we're going off just like what I've seen through 3 games, bro, I don't even know if you're like top 3. Not picks. I'm talking about rounds. This, I mean, I'm telling you right now, this ain't
I
going
thought you
to
were
ain't
talking
cutting
about
it.
I did too.
Yeah.
Don, how you feeling?
Man, I don't know. I can't look at the other quarterbacks in college and think, okay, those are great too. You know, but then again, you know, I think he has to play somebody worth me making that evaluation. So I'm gonna keep him where he at until moving forward because I have belief in his arm. I really do, but I don't know if his decision making can make him one of the best in the country as they claim. So I think he has a lot to prove this year to do that, and I think that's a chip on his shoulder he needs to look at and ride with it. But I'm gonna keep him up there until moving forward.
Oh yeah, man. Spencer, just get it together, bro. I'm not the biggest OU fan in the room, but I mean,
Nigga be announced getting drunk. Let's keep going.
Wow. So
All right.
be out there with the sororities.
The question they were asking on Twitter last night was, when's the last time an Alabama quarterback has been good in the NFL? Like good. Like,
No, never.
Like, never?
It's probably been like 1
Yeah, they're
4 scoring.
They're not known
years
for that.
ago.
Bama doesn't have a lot of. They put legit every other position there.
Yeah.
And they looked Oklahoma. Hey, you got the quarterback because we got everything else.
Yeah, because Chad Ochocinco was arguing with Channing on on their podcast about it. And I was like, that's interesting. I never looked at it like that.
I mean, because if you look at it, they just the bunch of different players. You have the Derrick Henrys, the Najee Harris, the Mark Ingrams. Then you go, and you know that's just to name a few running backs, Trent Richardson, all those guys. And then if you go to the wideout position, you have Julio Jones, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Calvin Ridley. I'm sure there's somebody else I'm fucking forgetting.
Devontae.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, like
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle. Like
Honestly,
crazy.
I could put my wife back there at quarterback and she'd be great.
I mean,
Just don't. I mean, they went to a national championship with Jake Coker and Blake Snell.
yep.
Wow.
Or Blake Sims. Sorry, not Blake Sims.
Sims, yeah.
Shout out to Blake Sims
Yeah.
or Snell because I hope he does well with the Padres.
But I mean,
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. But
Yeah, I
no,
mean, like that, you don't. They just have you. Bama doesn't ever need a very prolific quarterback back there.
That's crazy.
AJ McCarron, I thought was really good in college. Greg McElroy, I think was really
They were good,
Tua,
yeah.
I think probably is their best one yet.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to the NFL, but just being at Bama, I thought he was really good. I wouldn't really. I didn't really know about AJ McCarron going to the league.
Yeah.
Which I mean, but
XFL.
you're right, exactly. But they don't really need anybody back there.
he's a backup for Atlanta. But I will say this, Saban, I genuinely feel like Saban does that shit on purpose. Like he don't want somebody fucking up the plays, like trying to improvise too much, trying to do. Because I think Jalen Hurts might arguably be the best one as far as a NFL quarterback
Yeah.
out of him, Mac, and Tua.
Yeah, that's when we talked about he got out of there because Nick Saban was kind of holding him back a little because he obviously was better at running the ball and he needed to be on the scramble sometimes, alleviate some pressure from him. And in Alabama, that's just not what they do.
Can you imagine a Baker or a Kyler with Saban?
You see what I'm saying?
That's
but
what I'm
but
saying.
the thing is,
That's why I said
the thing is, you don't see the big running plays. You don't see all the because they got all day to pass.
All day.
You know what I mean? They got incredible receivers.
Yep.
So they can just boom, 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 boom. So it's not as fun to watch.
Right.
Rather than Kyler, against Texas, just takes off for 80, like boom, see ya.
Yeah.
You don't see that in Alabama. So it was funny because Chad Cinco was really strong about that.
No, because it's just a fact, and I genuinely think that's why Jalen had to leave. Like you said, Jay Coker, all those guys, you're able to make those passes that Saban wants. Saban is like a Bill Belichick of the NFL. Like,
No doubt.
I mean, as NCAA, he doesn't want the Cam Newtons, the Lamar Jackson style. Like, this is how my offense works. This is how it's going to work.
Yep.
This is how it's worked since I've got here, and we've won these amount of championships. And if you're going to fuck it up,
That's right.
even though that you're a Heisman Trophy candidate, I'll give you to OU.
Yeah, that's one thing about they never sign 5-star quarterbacks, but they'll sign 5-star everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Kickers, they'll sign the 5-star kicker.
And it's just a fact. Like Will said last episode, defensive line, offensive line, defensive backs, our DBs are everywhere. Trevon Diggs for Dallas.
Facts.
Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain for the Broncos.
That was an interception.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, linebackers like Reggie Ragland, all those guys, like, they're just everywhere but the quarterback position.
Yep.
That's wild to think about.
Just
Every other position goes.
See, this is what I was thinking about. Alabama better be glad they good at football because I'm like, all the jokes I heard about Alabama is about people fucking their cousins.
What is
Just keep going.
I don't. That was.
I don't
escalated
cap, dog.
real
I was
quick.
watching the game. I'm like, Alabama better be glad their college program good. Because, boy, that's a horrible accusation for a whole state.
I don't.
Hey, bro, we
right.
nice, bro. We cool. Basketball, we weren't too bad. Not long ago.
What?
They
Not
gonna
long
be
Y'all
like,
had
ago.
Sexton?
Yeah, we had Colin Sexton.
Yeah,
and
he was
John Petty.
Y'all go.
We had okay.
We're gonna see when
We beat
Texas-
Oklahoma.
when they go to Big 12. We're gonna see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm be interested in it, man.
I'm excited for that.
So, since we're on the subject, Alabama, Florida. And my dumb ass, yes, you caught me earlier in the episode. I don't know why my brain, it's because I've been up since 5:45. I said ACC
Grinding.
with Florida, SEC. I apologize. I was thinking Miami, Florida, Miami, SEC. Well deserved.
Ass.
Well deserved. So, Tony, I'm going to start with you.
I didn't watch the game, so I can't really talk about
Yeah.
that, honestly.
Will?
Alabama doing Alabama things.
True. I appreciate that.
Bryce Young, I thought looked really, really well. 240 in the air and 3 touchdowns against the SEC defense. That'll work.
Yeah.
I like Emory Jones. I wasn't sure if he was going to play this week because last week he did get hurt. I want to say who. I don't remember who they played last week, but he did get hurt. Looked like he had a concussion, but I thought he played really well.
Was it Mercer?
I'm talking about Florida. I can't remember who they played last week. Bijan Robinson for Texas is nice. Brian Robinson Jr. is also nice at Bama. And I really, really like this Mechie, the third kid, that wide receiver. Oh, dear God. He had a few catches on Saturday. I was like, oh, who's beating Alabama this year? They look good. Ran a real complete team. Nick Saban's got that team really coached up. They had 21 points in the first quarter. I'm not going to lie to you. I switched the game on stuff. I was like, well, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Alabama is who we thought they was. Like, that right there. That right there, you are playing on the road in Gainesville, enemy territory. First of all, they haven't played Bama hadn't gone to Gainesville in like 15 years.
No way.
That's wild.
I didn't know that.
And Florida's in the SEC East, so they don't play every
Right.
year.
Yeah.
So they usually would only play in that SEC championship like they do Georgia. I didn't know that. I was like, what? It was a rocky crowd. Like, that's exactly what you want on a Saturday in college football in September. So I was, let's bring it. They got up 21-3 real quick, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, all right. And they got a touchdown late in the second quarter, and it was 21-9 at halftime, which I was like, all right, that's fine. Somewhere along the line, Bama fell asleep.
Boy.
And Nick Saban, after the game, furious. And I'm like, see that right there? And I'm not saying, like, of course, like, Nick Saban's the best in the country. Nothing you can do about that. Like, he's got the rings to back it up. He's got the people in the NFL to back it up. But that right there, he was like, they were like, CBS had it. Like, I can't remember what her name was. She was like, what happened? Like, you were that close to losing this game. Emory Jones woke up. That Florida, they were put to sleep real quick. Like, it being 21-9, I'm just like, y'all better figure something out because Bryce Young's going to tear this team apart.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Florida starts to get it back. Emory Jones starts to just let that ball fly, handing the ball off. And I'm just like, oh, dear God. Is this real? 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I was like, Bama's going 3 and out? I was like, timeout, timeout.
Yeah.
Nick Saban was furious. And he was like, the intensity of this football team is not good through 4 quarters. You're not going to win a game through 3 quarters. And I was like, oh, my God. Can he come to Norman for a week,
Facts.
please? I was like, this is great.
Clinic. We need to.
But I mean, hats off to Florida.
Yeah.
You know, like they played a tremendous game. I thought it was really, really great all around. I didn't get to end up watching all of it fully, but just from checking out the box score, like I said, Mechie is really nice. I really like that Brian Robinson kid. I think he's gonna be pretty nice. I think a lot of Bama is like just they're Bama, just we don't worry about them and watch everybody else type thing. But a lot of these kids, they're gonna be household names before too long. I think Bryce Young. I really like Bryce Young. I said that like after their spring game, and I was like, who is that? Which I know it's a spring game, whatever.
Right. But still,
I was like, this kid is nice. I'm a fan. Right now, if I got to go back to the house, Alabama versus Ville, I'm taking the Crimson Tide. Like they're just a complete team. They beat teams the way that you're supposed to. They actually looked human on Saturday. First half was all Bama. Second half was a little bit Florida. Like Florida almost came back and won if it wasn't for like a bad 2-point conversion. So, we'll see with the SEC. But I mean, I'm still gonna pick Bama until somebody knocks off Bama. But it was fun to see. Like this Saturday in college football, NFL and college, where we've been for the last couple of weeks. I'm here for all of it.
Oh yeah,
We've looked really great.
been really fun. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that defense, man, just getting ran on the way that they did.
Yeah.
Four rushing touchdowns, no passing touchdowns at all.
Yep.
All through the ground. And you think after the first two, you might be like, well, their quarterback, he only had, 195 yards passing.
Wow.
It's not, terrible.
Right.
Still sub 200. And they just keep running the ball and running the ball and running the ball. I know if I'm upset, Nick Saban's upset. To have four rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
I don't even remember the last time that shit happened. And I'm talking about against some great running backs that have come throughout the SEC, different ACC teams they play from time to time. Leonard Fournette, those type of guys that really do that. Heisman Trophy kind of guys. So for a quarterback to throw under 200 yards and for a team to run for 4 touchdowns on us and almost beat us, yeah, I was a little hot. There's just a certain way that we do things. Defense is, I would like to say, is one of our more dominant things. Yes, offense is cool, but like y'all said, our quarterbacks are never that great.
Right.
So it's kind of like, is Mac Jones going to be mobile enough to make this pass if some shit goes bad? But like you said, we usually have all day. But when it comes to defense, I feel like we're good everywhere. Defensive line, we usually have good people. Our linebackers are usually solid, and our DBs go first round. We have 1 or 2 at least every year, I swear.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But other than that,
Better be thankful they didn't lose.
I am.
That's what I told him. I said, DJ, I was watching that game. I said, I thought Alabama was going to lose. I said, Tony's going to light your ass up.
I got nervous on that
I
2-point
know.
I would have
conversion.
been spazzing.
Yeah,
I was fine with it.
I got nervous on that 2-point conversion. I was like, right as soon as they scored, and I was like, oh dear God, they're gonna go for 2. I was like, Dan's going for 2, and then it failed, and I was just like, oh, that's.
I'm fine
I'm
with
telling
it.
you.
They were ranked 11th.
They better not lose.
They ranked
You
11th.
said undefeated.
I mean, they might.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it like this. If I'm being honest, all of
Well,
college,
mainly you said all teams in the country are trash, but them.
the way that it's looking right now,
That's where I would have. That's where I would have went.
and that's fine. There's not too many teams outside of Alabama that I see. Honestly,
And
not
Florida.
even as a fan.
In Florida now.
Florida, what? They're top 11 team. I would hope.
But yeah, put Florida in there. Obviously, they're not that bad.
I mean, they played all right. Again, we allowed 4 rushing touchdowns with a quarterback that didn't throw for 200 yards.
And they weren't like super far rushing touchdowns either.
No.
Like they were all inside the red
Yeah.
zone. It wasn't like he broke it off like it's some Kennedy Brooks or Trey Sermon type thing where you hands it off.
Right,
It goes for
and
50
gone.
yards.
Right.
Like
Gone.
it was 22 yards, 8 yards, 4 yards. I'm just like, where's the Bama secondary at right now?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too mad about it, but we need to definitely pick that shit up. We play a few more difficult opponents coming up, but not worried about it. I'm sure Nick Saban's going to be cussing them all out today. So,
Facts.
I mean, we'll see what
love
it's like
college
at practice, man.
Just real quick, did y'all see that play? I don't know what teams it was, but the quarterback tried to throw to like a Hail Mary pass, and then the guy stumbled in the air, and then somebody caught it and won the game.
Oh yeah, that was
SMU.
SMU, so it was. I,
yeah, he
I
hit
thought
it.
it was,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to get it wrong.
It looked like it was on purpose.
Yeah, Tanner Mordecai like threw it up, and the defender like tried to. And with the DJ Graham interception, everybody was just like, "Oh, he should have batted that down." That's what happens when you try to bat that ball down.
Yeah.
You definitely want to, and you never want to pick it off. So you try to like either catch it and throw it down or something. So Tanner Mordecai just threw it up, and then all of a sudden they just dudes are all over the place and batted up, and then Grant Calcaterra is just right there and caught it, and I was like,
That's a horrible way to lose a game.
It was insane. Dude.
That sucks. I'd rather lose. Hey, I'd rather lose like that than what Jacksonville State did to Florida State the other day.
Boy,
That was awful. I
why?
would take my jersey off on the field and walk home.
Fact.
I go into the stands, but y'all see they trash down there. I don't know who that is down there.
Fact.
Asking for the transfer portal.
Whew.
So, do you got any other college games y'all want to touch on, man?
No, I want to touch on Jackson State, where Deion
Jackson
Sanders
State?
coach.
Let's do it.
So I've been watching it on Barstool, and they cover him and you know his new coaching endeavors and how he's trying to change the HBCU. But man, they've been competing, and his son's a quarterback, so his stats look pretty good the last couple games. But I'm happy for it. It's good to see. You know, I don't know a lot about HBCUs. I'm learning a lot now that he's the coach. He's kind of making it popular, interesting to learn about. You know, which it's a my wrongs to not know, but to now to know and to see it, and then also see the camaraderie they're building. No matter what their facilities look like, no matter what they got, they just really doing it for the community and for HBCUs. And so they're basically trying to get to the point where they can go in and play an Oklahoma State and compete, or play somebody of that level. Not the top 5, top 10 teams, but anybody that comes across their way, they're like, we'll make it tough.
Yeah.
And I think they're 3-0. I'm pretty positive. So they play pretty well. It's been pretty dope. You know, I watched the Barstool thing every week this week, or the last couple of weeks, so it's been cool. But if you haven't got to check it out, go check it out on Barstool and YouTube.
Do they only play HBCUs?
Their conference, is that what specifically is? Yeah. So
That's what I was wondering. I don't know.
yeah, because I think they played.
They're 2-1.
Oh yeah, so they lost last week. Is what had to happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun, man. You should see his team, man. The way he coaches them, and I think he has all NFL guys on the coaching staff, former NFL guys. So they like really get into the kids and teach them. Like there was a situation last episode where the 2 linemen that got into it. So a young cat and one of the better cats, I guess you could say. They all start, but one's probably better than the other. So the one that wasn't as good was kind of felt like he was looked down upon, and the dude walked around like he was better than him. So he made him have like a grown man discussion, and one of the guys wasn't hearing him, wasn't listening. So he was barking and saying nonsense. So they clearing the rooms. Like, you get out of here. That's not how you speak to men, blah, blah, blah. And well, they finally got to settle down, and it was just nice to see men helping men learn how to conversate with each other through confrontation.
Yeah.
And understand you ain't got to fight, you ain't got to yell. We just got to come to a common ground and understand what was going on. So I think it's cool to see that. I wish more schools would do it, show everybody how coaches handle situations. But the fact that they got Hard Knocks during the season this year, that's going to be pretty cool to see too. But yeah, Jackson State doesn't want to check them out.
Shout out to Barstool Sports. They reporting on you. Let's keep going.
What?
They reporting on the GOAT, boy. What you talking about?
What is he saying?
They reporting on
Right.
the owner of Barstool.
Oh, boy, yeah, he's hilarious.
The GOAT.
Okay.
Facts.
I feel you. Willie?
Yeah, we'll see. I'd love for Deion Sanders to go to USC.
That's what everybody's saying. But I think he's trying to, if you watch it, he's trying to
build.
Yeah,
build it, yeah. Like he's turning the whole football field and buying equipment and just all kind of craziness. So I think he'll make a stamp there, maybe hand it down to somebody else and then move on to some of those endeavors. But yeah.
So they have an interim coach right now? USC?
Yeah,
They should, yeah.
it's kind of like an assistant coach. Like he'll just like take over until they find somebody.
So did old buddy from Kansas City not take it?
No, they said that he didn't want it. They
The
said,
enemy?
yeah, they said
Eric
that
Bieniemy.
Yeah, he didn't
He
take it.
said he's
Didn't they
gotten
say-
fired
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
whatever, the manager of whatever the hell.
Who?
DJ, you probably know. Sorry, I
It
don't.
might have been.
I just heard.
I forgot if it was the athletic director or the athletic director that's at USC, I believe,
Yeah.
fired him from his previous job.
At Colorado
No
State.
way.
Yeah.
Colorado
So,
State. He
yeah.
got fired before.
Now he's a
They-
champion.
They asked
Yeah.
him, and he was laughing. He was like, "Why would I go there? I've gotten fired." But they said,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was just news. That wasn't really like
They said it was a
People
rumor.
were just saying,
okay.
saying shit. So, I guess as we here, let's go ahead and jump up a level, get to the pros.
Cowboys, baby.
Oh,
Well, Oklahoma
Come on.
State or what?
No, Dallas, baby.
Oh.
Dallas. Don't ever know. I say go Pokes.
I was
go
like,
Pokes.
did you see that monstrosity?
No, hey, look. I'm sorry. Our quarterback is.
Spencer Sanders. I like Spencer Sanders.
I like Spencer
Why?
Sanders.
Somebody explain why. What is
Who
he
else you
do?
gonna rope? I know you
I
ain't
agree.
put Shane
I-
Ellingworth
I
back there.
agree that.
man is a statue.
I agree that.
For the sake of Oklahoma State, do not put Shane
they're
Ellingworth
like
back
Spencer
there.
out there playing by himself like LeBron in Cleveland.
But the offensive line is not good.
The team's bad.
I don't understand. The defense was decent last week. Shutout in the second half, both sides. Did you see that running back die?
Oh, when he got smashed,
Oh
dude.
my
What?
gosh, that was the cleanest hit I've ever seen in my life. I will say, Oklahoma State loses that game if these damn referees would swallow these whistles. Did you guys see that play?
No.
So Oklahoma
Oh, they
State
call it
has
targeting,
the ball.
huh?
No, Oklahoma
Oh, okay.
State had the ball, and I want to say I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember. It was late. Like they played late. It was like 9:30. I'm over 10:45 like this. I was like, woo. Oklahoma State, they like either it was thrown to the left or they ran it to the left. Well, he tries to like duck, and as he like ducks, he gets hit and loses the ball. Boise State picks it up and runs it back for a touchdown. And as the dude got to the 10-yard line, they're like, no, he was down. He was down. Replay, he wasn't down. His legs weren't down. His rear end wasn't down. That was a fumble that got called back. That game's over with if they just let that play go, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
That same play happened in Auburn, Penn State a little bit before then. Dude like just fell and fumbled, and they just let it go. And they reviewed it. They're like, oh no, he was clearly down. Like they've been told to let plays like that go because you don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you can like if you definitively know, like okay, I saw his knee was down, and then the ball later then flew out. Then sure,
because you can't change unless you have evidence.
Exactly. Like if you like so. The only thing that they're able to do if they say that, he clearly went down is, was there a clear possession, which Boise State then did, so they got the ball, but they don't get to score.
Yeah.
And guess what they didn't do? Score.
Yeah.
So
we're watching it like Spencer's out there just basically running. He like Patrick Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He just running around. And if it wasn't for him, we would never do nothing. I mean, it's just and I hate it for him because last year obviously he had a running back to take off some pressure, you know, what I'm saying?
Wallace,
and Dewis didn't have somebody to pass to. Well, now he got some freshmen that are not bad, but he got to trust them to throw the ball to, and then his offensive line struggling. So Oklahoma State's just trying to figure it out, man. As long as we just keep beating trash teams, we'll be okay.
2 things real quick. You know what's amazing? Whether it's NFL, NBA, or whatever, NCAA, as much technology we have, refs still mess up calls.
I don't understand.
It blows my mind.
Man.
It's unbelievable.
And then, like the Dallas Cowboy game yesterday, the refs blew the whistle. So like I couldn't even enjoy the game. There were so many yellow flags. I'm like, what is going on? Holding this, and this. And I'm like, and don't even get me started about the taunting bull.
I'm over that.
The spinning the ball. Let the game be the game. They brought back the celebrations because it was boring.
Yes.
So now let them do their thing. They are grown men. If you're going to worry about taunting, flag them for how they talk.
Exactly.
Because I promise you they cussing each other out.
Yeah, for sure.
In ways that you couldn't even fathom.
Yep. Right.
And y'all over here mad because someone spun the ball on the ground or flexed in somebody's face. If I run him over, I'm flexing in his face.
Absolutely.
Now, this sucks. My team got a sacrifice for me, but that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yep.
And if we was at practice, I'm going to do the same thing.
It's a big deal. Like it's very high emotion,
right?
You know,
Adrenaline's super high.
These kids, like these dudes are running their mouths to a level that I'm glad that there's not microphones on the field.
Man,
I wish there was though. Oh my god!
What?
They
Anyways,
mic'd up, but
If
they
you
bleeped
catch
it
them
out.
sometimes, like if a mic,
they get real close.
They be tripping. F word this, F you that, B word. I'm like,
CBS needs to figure it out. CBS is always way too close.
Yeah, they are.
During March Madness and during the field, they're like right here. They're like, we're gonna cut to the commercial break.
I promise. I was watching the game and you could hear the whole count call, all that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, no.
You
Y'all
know what
live
I'm
too
saying?
close.
And like even the refs ain't throwing flags for how the guys are talking to them.
No.
The guys are cussing them out too, and they ain't throwing a flag for that. But you get mad when someone throw the ball.
I think the only thing that they were instructed to throw the flag for is if like somebody says the N word, and I don't know if it's like if they can say it to a player, but if they say it around the referee, then they get flagged.
No way.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
So they got Black Lives Matter and racism on the dress, but black people can't say nigga.
I don't.
Fuck type of shit.
They're taking it out of our vocabulary.
What's happening?
That's kind of fucking
Yeah.
backwards.
But yeah, Dallas, man, we did our thing. Cowboys, baby. We got a dub. I'm excited.